Ready, set, and begin.
You can't stop this cause I'm destined to spit this from within. I get sick with this lyricism passionately. I'ma keep on spitting till you can't stand this. Still demanded, spewing a few lyrics that's comprehended. Sometimes drastic for me to actually possess something complex with sickest rhymes that cause some spasms and make corpses collapse out of the terrace. Plus I'm still causing terror cause outside cause the menace of all that's known as error. It ain't easy to compile these words and release them out of my chest like burps. I try my best to express this mess. Perhaps I'm about to relapse once again, or just that sizzling with these raps makes me feel less compressed. I'm about to suppress some more these citizens and harass the fuck out of girls, tits and clitoris. I caress this music like treacherous carcasses, as skin a duck's appendix, excessively to its intestine spares. I'm about to spew a few lyrics that's gruesome to them critics. Time to consume some victims just like moon crickets. And throughout this transition I'll be trying to cooperate with something futile and vivid to view a digression's advice with their limits. I'm about to spew a few lyrics that's gruesome to them critics. Time to consume some victims just like moon crickets. And throughout this transition I'll be trying to cooperate with something futile and vivid to view a digression's advice with their limits. I'm passionate with this rap shit till I passively pass out and wake up in trash bins. Just to bash critics for their harsh criticism. And if it wasn't for this music that I'm eventually sizzling with television to intentionally conduct something bizarre. All this consumption of sacrificial assumption, and at times my emotions tend to be dysfunctional. And apparently I'm end up pinning myself over convulsions. The actual conceptions that I'm actually trying so brutally to envision this destiny. Great words just like designing vivid images till you can stand this grotesque picturesque that's going at you across the canvas, trying to transverse throughout this verse and form some raps that's combined from within the essence. And perhaps it's a complexity for me to invest deeply into these sick assemblies and still be spewing without any empathy. I'm about to spew a few lyrics that's gruesome to them critics. Time to consume some victims just like moon crickets. And throughout this transition I'll be trying to cooperate with something futile and vivid to view a digression's advice with their limits. I'm about to spew a few lyrics that's gruesome to them critics. Time to consume some victims just like moon crickets. And throughout this transition I'll be trying to cooperate with something futile and vivid to view a digression's advice with their limits. I ain't stopping this lyricism, and I ignore all sorts of criticism. If you don't like this rap shit, just get the fuck out of my chasm. I tranquilize some mechanism to you from excessively and converse exclusively. Whatever I'm spitting you cannot harness, and you can grasp anything that I compress, cause low quality deserves some props. And if you're perplexed by distortion, I tantalize your corpse. I'm trying to rhyme words like crosswords, transmitting worms into wormholes, frying corpses and tossing them across the cosmos, turning assets into ashes till this furnace burns like fragments and firmaments. I guess every verse I'm spitting is a depiction and a sick reflection of vividness. You can stop this cause it's external, and thus anything I've done so far is nothing but just rehearsal. Still witnessing visions of caravans, plus 6 hookers viciously sucking on my dick to their cadavers. I exhume 6 corpses from ditches, resume to spit sick as verse during fetal position. Still witnessing entombed visions through this obscurantism. Thus I'm obligated to impure some horsemen who be on this position, dismissing fecal impactions, and I inflict you with incisions, causing gastrointestinal collisions, expanding self-digits and transcend out the collision of this humanism, disfiguring this decomposition and causing terror to every human figure across compasses until it's an error. Cause whenever I'm spitting this ventriculism, I eventually scare the hell out of cadavers with cynic lyricism, and sometimes like a gimmick for me to actually evict some skeletons from being so damn mimic. I'm about to spew a few lyrics that's gruesome to them critics. Time to consume some victims just like moon crickets. And throughout this transition I'll be trying to cooperate with something futile and vivid to view a digression's advice with their limits. I'm about to spew a few lyrics that's gruesome to them critics. Time to consume some victims just like moon crickets. And throughout this transition I'll be trying to cooperate with something futile and vivid to view a digression's advice with their limits.